The Speaking Statements, the podcast of statements about the 50 U.S. states. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for alerts for when a new episode is released.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the season 2 first episode of the Speaking Statements. We have a guest here. Happy to announce that my uncle's on the show, Edwin Victor Apel III, who used to work with earthquakes in California. Hi, Uncle Trey.
Thank you so much for having me, Julian. It's nice to be here.
Thanks. I've got a bunch of questions. My first question is, why are there earthquakes in California?
There are a lot of earthquakes in California. The reason is because of plate tectonics. Plate tectonics is this idea that the whole surface of the earth is broken up into these rafts of rock, kind of like boats on the water, and they float on a sea of molten rock called magma. And when these plates slide by each other or crash into each other, they cause earthquakes. And there are two plates, the North American plate and the Pacific plate, that are sliding by each other, and it's called the San Andreas Fault. And that San Andreas Fault runs right through California. That is a major reason that there are so many earthquakes in California.
Good answer. My second question is, which part is more beachy, Northern California or Southern California?
Oh, that's a tricky question. The beaches in Northern California are more rocky. So there's lots of sharp rocks and weathered hillsides where things have fallen down. But Southern California has a lot more beaches with sand, and it's also a lot warmer. So if you wanted to go on a vacation to California and you wanted to go to the beach, you should definitely go to Southern California. That's where the best beaches are for sure.
My third question is, why is there gold in California?
Well, there isn't a lot anymore. People took it out. No, I'm just kidding. There was a lot of gold, and there still is some gold in California. And the reason that there is gold in California is kind of a complicated answer, but I'm going to try to explain it. So plate tectonics, remember, we had all that magma that's underneath the plates. In that molten magma, there are many, many different kinds of metals, one of which is gold. Sometimes that magma pokes up its head through the crust and erupts, and that's a volcano. But if it starts to poke through the crust and doesn't become a volcano, it can become other types of rocks and even mountains. In California, there's a mountain range called the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and that is made up mostly of granite. And it's one of these areas where the magma came up through the crust of the earth, but it didn't quite become a volcano before it cooled. Inside all of that magma, there was gold. And when that magma heated up the crust, there was water. That water picked up the gold and became veins of gold within quartz inside of the mountains. Then, when the rains came and the wind blew and all of that rock started to erode, those flecks of gold started going into the rivers and streams. And so when they went to look for gold, they would look in the rivers and streams and they would pan for gold. And if they found it, then they would go upstream hoping to find that big vein of gold and strike the mother lode. That's why there's gold in California.
That's a big answer. My fourth question is, what is California known for?
California is known for so many things. If you couldn't tell already, one of the things California is known for is its diverse landscapes. So you already talked about the beaches, and I've already talked about the mountains, but it also has deserts, it has forests, and some of them are the most magnificent sights you'll ever see. Yosemite National Park in California is absolutely incredible and beautiful. You can go skiing in California, and you can also go surfing in California on the same day if you wanted to. That's how diverse the landscapes are. That's one of the things it's known for. It's also known for its people. And there's a group of people in Hollywood that make movies. This is a very popular, one of the most popular places to make movies in the world. It also has Disneyland, Universal Studios. It's famous for all of the entertainment and TV shows and movies that get made there. But it's also known for wine country, Sonoma and Napa Valley, and as well as Silicon Valley, where a lot of the tech industry is. That's where Google's headquarters is. That's where Facebook's headquarters is. Additionally, California is known for its cultural diversity. And what that means is people from all over the world love to come to California, whether they're from China or England or Poland. It's a place where when people come to the United States, that's where they want to live. And it's also known for its laid-back lifestyle, which is kind of makes sense considering how many beaches we have.
Wow, interesting. My fifth and last question is, what's fun about being a geologist?
What's fun about being a geologist? Well, the thing I think is the most fun is that I get to be outside. I became a geologist because I loved to be outside. And every class I took had a field trip. We always got to go look at rocks or mountains or streams or rivers. And everything was outside, which was kind of better than being cooped up in an office. So I think the most fun is definitely going outside and looking at the rocks. But the second most fun thing I think about being a geologist is making maps. So after we look at all of those rocks and all of those streams and all of those mountains, we have to put them on a map so we can show other people where they are, what kinds of rocks they are, how big they are. And we do that now in a computer. And that's one of my favorite things to do is to make maps. Second favorite. First is to be outside, then to make maps. That's what I think is the most fun about being a geologist.
Good answers. Thanks for being on the California episode.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Julian.
Now we're going to do the facts about California. It borders 3 states, Nevada, Oregon, and Arizona. It's the 3rd biggest state. California is north of Mexico. The Pacific Ocean is west. The biggest cities are San Diego, San Jose, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. Los Angeles will be the biggest. California has coastlands, forests, deserts, mountains, and valleys. The mountain ranges are the Cascades, Sierra Nevadas. Indigenous people lived in California for thousands of years before the white people. The famous people are Richard Nixon. He was the 37th president. And Sally Ride was the first woman in space. She was born in California. Now let's do the fast facts, Leo. What's our first one? What does it take key? The state tree is redwood. What does the state flower? The state flower will be the golden poppy. What is the state bird? The state bird is a California valley quail. The state animal. The state animal is California grizzly bear. What is the state fish? The state fish is a golden trout. What is the state marine mammal? The state marine mammal is the California gray whale. What's the state reptile? The state reptile is a desert tortoise. What is the state insect? The state insect is the California dog-faced butterfly. Thanks, Leo. Welcome. Bye, Leo. Bye, Julian. And last but not least, the California Quarter is a person in Yosemite National Park, which is known for its waterfalls and giant sequoia trees. That's all for today, but check in next week for a new episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Speaking Statements.